Woken Matt Hardy. Yes, I pulled for him. I got him. I saw the video. I got entranced. Let's see how well it translates. Just got him to 4-star bronze, unleveled beyond that. So these are level 10 moves and level 140 damage. We're using Woken and Jeff Hardy as trainers with his Crossbreak Gem moveset, which is yellow, red, red. The two reds are 1 charge and 2 charges, so you need to get that yellow move charged. The first one turns green gems into color turn gems. We got our yellow match, so now all 3 moves again on this turn. Only a couple of greens left, they become color turns. Now what the yellow move does is it turns these color turns into cross breaks. And now that red move allows you to choose 2 of them to destroy. Now my Jeff Hardy is not 9K yet, so I'm only changing 5 to Crossbreak Gems. When you get that move maxed and Jeff Hardy maxed, he changes 6, which is a big help. You can see Randy Orton kicked out of that first wave. Now the trouble is getting this yellow move filled again. You may have seen Gersan's video, and we appreciate always all of the content he provides. But let's just remember that the footage was provided by the developers. We thank them for giving us previews of these characters. But just remember, that's selected footage. This is real life gameplay. I remember in that video there was a lot of green on the board, there was a lot of yellow on the board. Not so much this time, so we're taking some damage as we try to refill that yellow move again. If there are yellow matches out there, Rikishi as an extra gem coach helps fill that yellow move again, because that's the key to this. Those reds at 1 and 2 charge, yeah, they're going off every turn, the other one every other turn. But if you don't have that yellow filled, you don't get that big wave of crossbreak damage. So we finally got it filled again. A lot of color turn gems out there now. We make 5 of them into cross breaks. Now we choose a couple to destroy, trying to get the crisscross effect going here. Lots of rows and columns at the same time. We do get a nice cascade there. We put up 88k damage. Look at this kick out by Randy Orton. Unbelievable. But what that cascade did that we had when the whole board was going is it did refill the yellow move for us. So it is a little board dependent. You know, these aren't going to be a never-ending series of 90-second matches. You're not always going to have enough greens. You're not always going to have enough yellows on the board to get that refilled. So, yes, he can blow up the board. Yes, he can destroy people on turn 2 with the right situation. Like, look at that. That was massive, and all the moves filled again. But that does not always happen. But that's a win. We'll see this move set again, this time against Cactus Jack. See if we get some more board luck. That's a lot of yellow on the board, so that's nice. Same move, same trainers. You see Shawn Michaels on there. He's just on there because we're going to use the other move set in a second, and I didn't want to cost the 25 or 50 grand that it would cost to move him off of somebody else. So we'll see him in a second and he'll help out. But our color term gems go out on turn 1. We got our yellow match because there was yellow on the board. Now we set our cross break, blow up the board sequence in motion. 5 cross breaks. Remember, this will be 6 when it gets maxed, so that is a huge edge. We've got about 8 or 9 yellows out there, so hopefully kill as many of those and recycle. We get pretty close. But again, in that preview video that we saw, nobody kicked out. Here you're getting a kick out, and you need to see if and how he can recycle. And it is really all dependent on the yellow gems on the board. The other thing that you can see on this moveset, even more so in the second moveset that we're going to see, is how color turn gems change on every time it's your turn. So they can help you, but they can also hinder you. And we'll see an example of that in the next moveset. They can make matches you don't necessarily want at a time you don't necessarily want. So there's the big cascade. That's 105k. I think at this point in the match, that's pretty safe. And we get the pin on Cactus Jack. A little better than our first match, but again, not a blow away turn 2. So now swapping all 3 of those moves out for the other 3 moves. Swapping Jeff Hardy out for Christian. Again, my Christian is not maxed, so the damage will be more than this when you get Christian higher. So this moveset is really flashy, really showy, but when put into effect on just a random board here, let's see how it works. So you put out trap gems. You want to make sure you're setting up one for you to break yourself, because that increases your purple MP, and you want to set ones that your opponent's going to break, so on matches he's going to make. When he breaks them, it covers the board in color turn gems. Now, you see those color turn gems did their thing and created a match. We didn't want that match because our moves were ready to go, but now his moves are ready to go. It created a pin that we didn't want. I believe on the preview video that Gerson did, that first wave of color turn gems created a match but did not cause a pin, so he was able to get those special purple moves off on turn 2. But now we've just taken a ton of damage from Lex Luger because of that premature pin caused by the gems that we need on the board to help us. So color turn gems have always been a pro and con situation. We're able to kick out, thankfully. Now we're going to see these purple moves in action. He's got a sub ready to go, so we're going to have to get them off now, even though we would have liked more color turn gems on the board for this bonus. First purple move does damage, second one destroys color turns. So there's 54k. But when he kicks out, he's got us in a submission position. So you can see the pros and cons already in the 2 different movesets. He's super fun. He's very versatile, 2 completely different ways to play him. But neither way is a guaranteed turn 2, turn 3 win, as it appeared upon his release. So he didn't play along with us there and break any of the trap gems we put on the board. But now he does. That's why we didn't fire off those purple moves yet. He wasn't in close to being able to put us in real trouble. He didn't have a special. So just by letting him fall into that trap, now we've got our moves and we're going to finish this match. That's a good 3.5, 4 minute match with Lex Luger, where we took, 60% of our HP is gone from damage because of that premature pin caused by the color turn gems. You see the game sometimes not equipped to handle all of those colored gems that just stay on the board and can get a bit confusing. You don't know which ones are color turns and which ones aren't with all those little logos on the board. Let's see if we can use this move set a little more effectively against Mr. Perfect. So again, you want to make a match yourself because it adds MP to your purples. It fills your purples. And then you want to try to put the other ones in places where your opponent is going to match them and set off those color turn gems. So our purples are full, but there's no color turn gems on the board yet, so we don't want to use them. The purple was our only available match there, so we had to waste those. So nothing going too right yet with this moveset, even though he just set off our color turns there. This time we do get lucky. You saw there was a couple of matches made by the color turns before we played, and we were 2 gem breaks away from causing another premature pin. So that time we got lucky, whereas the first match we didn't. Not finishing off Mr. Perfect yet. 70k is not going to get the job done here. So a reminder that yes, he's 4-star in this video, but his level is maxed, but his moves are only at level 10. So we're not getting that extra move damage than if we had leveled up his moves after the evolve to 4-star. That'll come on the next TP event. So the first preview video we saw, neither match went past turn 2. We've now done 4 matches, none of which ended on turn 2. I'm not saying he does not have that capability. He absolutely does. But it is not the given that we thought. So here's an example of maybe where he benefits the most. So this is a tag match. We're using Matt on the front end and AJ Styles as his tag partner. Look at all the color turn gems that Braun just let loose. Now we tag in AJ with his finisher filled. With Christian, he gets 9,300 damage for every color turn gem on the board. You saw Braun at 250k health gone. Let's see it again. This is a tag match with Matt leading off. Have a look at Stone Cold Steve Austin's health meter here. So we're laying the traps for him here now. We want him to set off the color turn gems. We put them on yellows and greens. That's what he chooses now. They all go off. So the board is now full of color turn gems. He is well over 300k health at this point. But now we're tagging in AJ Styles, who gets 9,346 for every color turn gem on the board. There's about 35 or 40 of them there. Look at the health. So that's a 327k finisher on the back end of a tag match when you team Matt Hardy with AJ Styles. So, not the turn 2 killer we thought, but still pretty fun.